Well, hello and welcome to day 5 of Master Your Own Energy. Woohoo! It's time to acknowlegize yourself. Okay, I did not spell that wrong. Um, it is the word acknowlegize. That's the word we're going to use. Acknowlegize yourself. So, welcome. If you have made it to day 5, would you please give yourself a woohoo, showing up for yourself? If you made a commitment, that's awesome. Would you acknowlegize yourself for doing that? If you're watching for the first time, would you please acknowlegize yourself for showing up and listening all the way through to find out what else is possible for you? I am Lene. There's a lot of new women on this page, and I welcome you. I am an intuitive transformational coach, and this is a journey over the next 30 days, which has been for fun and for free. And thank you so much for everybody who keeps commenting and saying replay or giving your little takeaway nuggets, because this group is here right now. And what we're doing to empower each other. Everything is energy. So even the vibration of what this page is creating together to acknowlegize each other today, your comments make a difference and they're appreciated. So let me just make sure I'm up and live. Okay, I'm good. Good. So as we continue on my conversation, my journey of sharing how I have mastered my own energy based on the picture that I posted. My Max's daughter and husband and 2 grandkids just left this morning, like maybe 15 minutes ago. So I'm kind of in that zone. And that's why the acknowlegize popped up for me today. Let's see. So master your own energy. The idea of this is to where is your life running you versus where are you choosing your life so that you are power and control, creativity, awareness, and money. And that's one of the things we're working on right now in the Phenomenal Woman community, which is open and available to everybody at half price. Acknowlegize. So if you're, let's see, I am, like I've said, compulsive to the ends, it's just like, what's next? So where does acknowlegize come in? After she's just left, I gave her this big hug, and I always say, you're really an amazing mom, to my stepdaughter. And she has 2 boys, 4 and 2.5. One's on the spectrum. He's really doing really well. And the other one is really this little sensitive being. And, if you are, most of us, I think in this group, I don't know, may have already had our kids. Mine is Zach, 26. Wow. Justin, 22, something like that. And I look at her and I watch her. It's just like, burr, 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 burr. And I did all of that. So if you have done that, would you please acknowlegize yourself for oh my God, I made it through it. And oh my God, I made it through it. That's all. Your kids, I guess, whatever age they are, they're still there. And they're still a little bit, interesting point. They choose what they choose because they choose what they choose because they choose what they choose. But if you have done that in some form, acknowlegize yourself. Because when I did that, the picture that I posted was of Max and I and where I'm at in my life today and the happiness that I have, the ease that I have. Everything that I have is based on what I created. So wherever you are in your life, understand that you created it. Even if it's shitty, your choices have created that. Okay. And whatever it is that's going on, it's up to you how you react to what's going on and mastering your own energy. there's like two places that we can go. Well, yeah, there's three. There's three is we can align and agree with things, we resist and react everything, or we find this energetic alignment place where it is truly mastering your own energy. It's like everything is existing around me. I'm not going to align and agree with it. I'm not going to resist and react to it. I'm just going to be aware of what everything is going on around me. Now, did I have those skills and tools when I was a mother? No. Yes and no, because I was a sober mom. So I was really hardcore into working on myself, which does create consciousness. It does create learning how to not react. So I got to say, I kind of was in it. But so acknowledging, for me, divorced from their dad, who had an affair. And I don't talk about that publicly as much, but it is part of my story. And that with my best friend. And he had it for a very long time. And that ended our marriage. And yeah, that was so acknowlegize if you've gone through anything like that, that like you just kept choosing. And here you are today. And everything that's happened in my life, I know that I've created it in some way. Now, did I create the affair and all that? No, I didn't create that. But you never know. I don't know. I'm not going to go back to that far, and I'm not going to look at the heaviness of that. I'm going to look at like, wow, well, what did it create? What it did create was the relationship that I have with my boys today. It created the next marriage after that, which is not Max. There's one in between, which maybe we'll get to that story. But would you, and all the stuff that you have done in your life, your living and your business, would you please just acknowlegize it, not as right or wrong, good or bad, but just like, oh my gosh, everything I've chosen has created something. That's when you're, period. Like we get so locked into that we have to make the right decision. That's where we really, I've learned, really jacked ourselves up. Remember, I'm an energetic coach, so I'm energetic, everything. But it's like, I didn't know that when I made a decision on something, and we used to say at Mary Kay, as soon as you decide on something, you've cut off all other possibilities, which is exactly what we did. When you make a hardcore decision, this is what I'm going to do. There is nothing else that's possible in your world. You have no space for something even more magical to show up. You have decided that this is the only way that something's going to work. And I've really learned how destroying that is for when I watch people do that, and where I have done that. What I want to have you carry away with is your superpower called choice. Choice, 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 choice. And again, all the things I'm going to be teaching that I'm doing here is, I think of it as going to the gym. As soon as I say gym, everybody has like, ugh. So that's your point of view of the gym. So would you go ahead and release that, clear that, let that go? But it has that same mastering your own energy is something you have to practice at. Number one, you got to get in the door first, right? First, you got to get up, show up, get to the door, and then you got to look at all the equipment and you go, oh my God, there's so much equipment. I don't know what to do. Then you have me and I'm like, okay, just pick up this one tool right now, and then we'll pick up that another tool. And the key to mastering your own energy and knowing is a continuously coming back to you and keep practicing and keep choosing. So everywhere that you just keep choosing the next thing that shows up in front of you, asking questions, whatever, but acknowlegize that, please. And there is no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It's just choice. Just choice. Okay. And if that's new to you, that's new to you. Okay. Versus like having to make a decision and then following through to it. So let me see. Let me go back to like with the boys. So talked about the marriage and then all of that. I don't have any judgment about any of it. Judgment in my world is not judgment. Judgment and resentment are the number one killers for me. In recovery, in my world, as soon as I set up resentment's the big one. Soon as that sets up in my world, it eats back at me. I may be resentful at somebody, but I've learned to just like I've learned with all my tools to allow that just to have its own space, because otherwise that will just turn and eat and eat and eat and eat at you. And then it shows up as everything. It shows up as your life as a hot mess. It shows up mostly a lot in your body, where it's like your body's just in so much pain. I can talk about that too. So let me see where I'm at with all this. Again, please acknowlegize yourself for whatever it is and wherever you are, and everything that you are choosing, it's what is creating. So there is an invitation for when this finishes at the end of this month. I am inviting you. There's a 6-week course that I am going to be teaching at a very low price. I'll be popping it up. But if you chose something like that, what would it create for you in the next 6 weeks? Okay. If you're in a place where you're like, new year, new things, new tools, I'm on this journey of consciousness, I'm on this journey of awareness, that will be offered, and showing up and making a choice every day to create something different. Actually, we have a choice every 10 seconds. We won't go into that right now. But whatever it is that you're choosing is what's showing up in your life right now. So where can I circle this back to? Oh, my daughter-in-law who was here with the kids. When I was a mom, that young age, he was there. He was there for a while. I can't remember their ages because I don't remember stuff like that until he wasn't there. He stayed very close to them in their lives. We co-parented extremely well. It was very confusing to people because I'd have my new husband and I'd have him, and people would actually, because we'd be going to sports, we were shooting, we were traveling, and they're like, and I'm with both of them. It was very confusing to people. But I have that type of allowance in myself that I could allow that to work. Okay. The relationship has done its thing over the last few years that we haven't spoken, my ex and I, their dad, in a long time. So where am I going with that? So, but what I do want to acknowlegize also, as an entrepreneur, I have been self-employed in my entire life. I never left my kids. I look back on that and I'm like, I could have maybe made some different choices on that. But I had a point of view, because your points of view create your reality. And my reality was that I freaking had to do it all. I had to do it all. I had to do it all. I had to do it all. And so I had a point of view of that. So guess what? I ended up having to do it all. Isn't that great? Your points of view create your reality. So whose points of view of those? And those weren't even my points of view. I had bought into like the perfect mom syndrome, based on whatever beliefs I had bought into that weren't even mine. Like if I look, so anywhere that you're doing other people's beliefs and points of views, what else is possible there? Okay. I'm like a little all over the place because there's lots of pieces. But I look back when I was watching her today with the kids, and I did that. So anywhere that you did that with your kids and you look back and you go, oh my God, I survived it. I do not know how I did it. I don't know how I did it, but I did it one day at a time. And being self-employed, they were my income. So here's the thing for all the entrepreneurs out there. We used to say this thing in our business, make your kids your why. Whatever. That's a point of view. Make your kids your why. That's whatever. So anywhere you're making your kids or anybody else your why, that doesn't work for me. They couldn't be my why. My why, I'm not really big on my why, but my why was that was my job. I chose to be self-employed. So I had to go to work. I had to do, it's like, so what am I saying? So I'm talking to two different things here. Like if you're an entrepreneur and you have kids and you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to stay home and you want to make money, it's very, 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 very possible. I've taught lots of women how to do that, but it takes a complete strategy. It takes a different brain. It takes different planning, versus if you have kids and you go to work. Okay. And then you have your strategy and your plans. So anyway, acknowledge yourself for what you did in the past. And you did it. And here you are today. Okay. And anything, and if you pop up as I'm talking about that with a lot of feelings about how you were as a mom or a daughter or anything, any feelings that come up with that, I want you just to destroy and uncreate those. Any low level energies of, I don't know, whatever may come up for you with guilt, shame, blame, fear. These are the low harmonics. And in that energy, you cannot create the life, the living, and master your own energy. So anywhere that pops up, just go ahead and let it melt away, destroy and uncreate it. Times a godzillion, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pot, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And let's move. It's a process going to the gym. How do you be in this energy of being neutral, acknowledging what you have created, being an allowance for how you got here, right? How you got to where you're at today. And in question, what else is possible from here? What is it that you would like your life, your living, in your business to be? Even after these next 30 days. And then if you'd like to take the journey into the next 6 weeks with me. So there we go. There's our topic for today. Time to acknowlegize yourself. There's a girl that I used to work with, and she loved that word, acknowlegize. And I love words. I love words. We'll talk about that eventually. Your words, the words you use, have energy attached to them. They have points of view. They have limitations. They have beliefs. And a lot of them are generational. So even the word acknowledge, you may have a point of view of like, oh, I can't acknowledge myself, or I grew up and I was never acknowledged. You have all this stuff around a word. Okay. So that's why the word acknowlegize. It's just so light. It's so fun. Like, would you please acknowlegize for everything that you have created, good, bad, right and wrong, whatever that is. And what would it be? To be just an allowance of it. Again, let it melt away. And from that place, when we get to that neutral spot to master your energy, is from the place of what else is possible here? What is it that I would like to create? What can I create that is fun? What can I have? I mean, there's lots of questions, because remember, my 4 A's are acknowledging. Well, it's not acknowledging, but it's acknowledge, allowance, ask the right questions, and then what action can we choose? Lenae's 4 A's of success. So, okay. Thank you for joining me for day 5. Please put your comments, and acknowledge that you were on the call. Acknowledge that you showed up for you, and all of that good stuff. All righty. So let's see. Everywhere. What's possible for you to be greater than you were yesterday? What else is possible for you to choose to be greater than you were yesterday? What would it be like to be greater than you were yesterday? And everything that doesn't allow that, would you just clear it, destroy it, and uncreate it, clear it? What else is possible for you to be greater than you were yesterday? All righty. See you tomorrow. Same time, I think, 7:30. Bye.